I'm Jae Daniel with RecordingStudio.com, and this is another take. I'm going to show you how to set up a send and return effects send. This is really helpful when I want to use a reverb and the same reverb across a whole bunch of tracks. And so rather than putting a reverb on the track across all of them, where I would lose my ability to blend the dry signal and the wet signal by doing so. Unless, of course, the plugin you're using has a wet-dry knob, which some of them do, I find working in parallel to be far more forgiving, let's say, when it comes to my blending in the different sounds of dry to wet. And especially when I've got a whole bunch of tracks that I need to spill into that same reverb, I'm going to want to use one reverb, and I can do that with an aux send. So at the end of the bank of tracks here that I'm going to work with, the Oz, I'm going to right mouse button click, new, and I want to create a stereo aux track. And I am going to call this chamber. So I'm going to make a chamber reverb. So let's find a chamber reverb. Let's bring up Verb Suite Classics. And then all the way down to the BM7. This is a emulation of the Bercasti reverb, which you find in a lot of studios. Very nice. And here we got some chambers here. And I think I'll grab this, let's grab this deep chamber. It's got a 2-second tail. We'll use that. All right, now the next thing I need to do is I need to be able to tell these tracks where they're going. And so I got to create this bus input. And if you saw our tutorial on submixing, you'll see that I had created an submix already. So you see how that is. Here's verb. And I'm just going to actually create a new one. Bus 11 and 12. And then I'm going to right mouse and rename this chamber. So now no matter where I pull up the bus in the session, I will see chamber as an option. So now I need to send these. And I don't want to have to do it one by one. Send, there, and another one, send. I want to be able to do this across all of them at once. And the way I could do that is simply highlighting the bank of tracks that I want that to happen on. Shift, Option, click. And now I should have the chamber across the whole thing. So now I have all the way across. Now something I should probably point out to you is your pre or post fader. The way that works is that if I want my signal to be sent to the reverb to be impacted by the fader movements that I make on the channel, then I would leave this unchecked. So now if I turn the channel down, it's also sending less to the reverb. However, if I want all of that signal being sent to the reverb no matter what I do, well then I can send it pre-fader, which means that this audio is being sent to this reverb before I do anything with the fader volume. So now it is always being sent to this reverb without my being able to adjust it here. Important to know the difference because you're going to want to control how much of that you're sending to the reverb and when you're sending it. So here I'm going to select my group. Let's solo our Oz. Solo safe, which is going to be Option click, because I want to hear this reverb as we hear the Oz. And now by having this aux send set up, I have complete control over how wet and how dry I make this group of ahs in the mix. I'm Jae Daniel with RecordingStudio.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another tape.